Hey, how's it going? As a little boy, I grew up watching the game show The Price is Right. Now, every time I sat there watching the screen, I really wanted Bob Barker to call my name. I wanted to come on down to The Price is Right. Now, this week, I was talking to some children at our church about value, and we played our own version of The Price is Right. I placed several different items in front of them and asked them to guess how much they thought that they were worth, what value they had. I put in front of them, for instance, an old college textbook that I got. Let's see here. An old college textbook. It's from the history of Western art. Now, how much would you value this book to be? How much would you give it? Well, back in 1996, I still have the price tag still on it. The value was $41.75. I don't know if I would pay that today, but unless I was required to pay it like I was back then. But it really is a nice book. I pulled out my next item, which is a Grateful Dead CD from the Mars Hotel. It's got some of my favorite songs on it. And I asked the kids how much they would value it for. Now, first of all, CDs really aren't very valuable anymore at all. Most of us have moved beyond that technology. And for so many people that I've met, they don't really quite see the same value that I do in the Grateful Dead. We're kind of an acquired taste. But I look at this thing, and most people would not see a lot of value in it, but I've got to see this song, this CD's got the Pride of Cucamonga on it. I mean, you can't miss. And it may not have a lot of value to some, but I'd sure hate to lose it. Now, another thing that I had was a pipe that I brought in front of them. I showed them this pipe. It was an old beat-up pipe that I brought back from a trip to Missouri. And many people would just look at this and just see garbage, something to throw away. Now, sadly, when the world looks at some of us, all they see is a lack of value as well, as people destined for the dumpster. Now, thank goodness God does not see us with those very same eyes. God sees infinite value in each of us. And this pipe that just looks like a throwaway, I rescued from the dumpster and I took it home with me. We were there on a mission trip helping families who lost everything. They lost everything in a terrible disaster in the tornado that hit Joplin, Missouri. And I keep this as a reminder to never let my heart be hardened. I keep it as a reminder of all the people that I shared that time with. And I keep it as a reminder to make sure my heart will never be hardened and will always be able to hear and feel the needs of the world. Now, the last thing I showed them was a little mortar and pestle. And inside of it, I have these tiny little rocks. Tiny little rocks. You can see that right there. And for most of them, it kind of looks like a kind of off-colored salt. It just looks like rock stuff that you would step on underneath your feet. But when you crush these things up, when you crush them up and you smell them, what you realize is these are no common rocks. What's in here, you can't really see it very well, what's in here is frankincense, a gift brought to Jesus when he was born, a gift brought by the wise men, something of absolute, tremendous value. And so my point being, again, sometimes what the world values, what the world sees, is not what God sees. And too often we overlook things of true value. Now, Jesus was teaching us all about value when he was preaching the Sermon on the Mount in Luke chapter 6, verses 20 through 31. And in that, Jesus talks about blessed are the peacemakers. Blessed are the peacemakers. Sometimes the world vastly undervalues the peacemakers. Believe me, God does not. Some people only value the ability of might over that might makes right, or the ability to destroy. For some people, violence and power are the only things that they respect. And I've got to tell you, I've spent, nearly 35 years in the world of martial arts, actually over. And I've got to tell you, it's easy to destroy. It's easy to break things. What is powerful and what is hard to do, it's hard to heal. And those are the values of God. It's hard to heal. And so the peacemakers are those who stick around to help us sort through the ashes of life. If you've ever been there, sitting in the ashes of life, then you know how infinitely valuable the peacemakers are. Now, Jesus says, blessed are the meek, the soft-spoken, the humble. In a world that gives in to the screamers, in a world that gives in to those who insist on their own way, it's often the meek that get stepped on. It's the meek that often get passed by. The saying goes that the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the oil. Sadly, some wheels will keep on squeaking no matter how much oil is applied. But Jesus knew it was through the meek that the kingdom of God would be built, a kingdom that will last and will never be overthrown. And the price is right. And for Jesus, when he looks upon us, when he looks at us, his creation, the price he was willing to pay was everything. It was everything. He gave it all. And so, friends, let's always see with kingdom eyes. And may we never go blind to the things that God truly values. Hey, I hope you have a great week, and the sun is shining today, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.